All right, guys, yesterday I asked Eric Burlison himself a question on the live stream on the Total Disclosure podcast. I highly recommend you guys subscribe to it. Check out that channel. Ty does a really good job. I love what he does. It's awesome. But he had on Eric Burlison yesterday during a live stream, and I scrambled so hard to get a question through. There's actually a story behind that. It's kind of funny. But yeah, it took me a little bit to figure out how to get a super chat in. Got it in. And I'm a little bit, I don't know, disappointed with the response that I got. So I posted about this before. I'll be short in this video. I'll play the clip in just a little bit. I'm going to make another video after this one. I am working right now, so you're going to hear lots of sounds in the background. That's why I'm breathing kind of heavy right now. But yeah, so in short, I'll do a more explanatory video, and I did talk about this before. I asked Eric Burlison, why won't they have James Lacatski, Dr. James Lacatski, testify? Now, he has been saying now since the weaponized episode a few weeks ago that they don't want him to testify because, he's not going to provide anything new and blah, blah, blah. I don't buy that response. I just don't get it, because David Grush, the star witness of the 2023 hearing, and they even talk about this in this episode. Eric even says that, how awesome that it was to have him on there, but he didn't provide any more information than what he was already cleared to say in the News Nation interview. That's important. Lacatski was cleared to say certain things, and even in this episode, they're like, they're just going to read. Lacatski has said before that he's only going to testify to what is in his book. So what? Then just get him to read excerpts from his book. Now, UFO Joe on Twitter, I'll post a link to that in the comments after this video, so check that out. But he's the one that kind of fired me off on this idea, and I'm really passionate about this. Like, I'll go to hell and back to try and get this to happen. I don't care what I need to do or who I need to talk to, but I'm going to try my best. But yeah, if you get Lacatski just to say what he has said publicly, and I think he said in that weaponized interview that he is willing to testify now, but Congress never reached out to him. So I don't know, there's like this disconnect. But yeah, he is willing to testify, it sounds like now. And even if he reads excerpts from his book, just get him to say what he said on Weaponized, that he has breached the whole. He worked in government program. This is what you do. You pitch this. If you're Congress, if you strategize well, which I feel like they're not sometimes. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know they're doing good work, but I feel like they're lacking in the strategy department. You think about this, talk this through with your team. Okay, what's the game plan? What's the biggest bang for your buck that we can get? Get Lacatski in here. Get him to say, first you got to pitch it, to the American public at the beginning of the hearing. And, give the guy, the public, the credentials of these guys. They worked in official government program. And he says they breached the hull of a ship. Okay, that's important. That will blow up way bigger, I think, than David Grush's hearing. And David Grush, he talked to like 40 different people or whatever. But these guys worked on the program. And when I say these guys, well, hey, this is my pitch to them. Throw in Jay Stratton. These guys all worked together, did they not? And Christopher Mellon. I don't really know Christopher Mellon's, claims as much as I do the other ones, but Jay Stratton, age of disclosure, he said that it's in the trailer. He has seen alien or non-human bodies and non-human craft. Get him just to say that. And again, go hard on their credentials and the government program that they worked in, ATIP or ALSAP or whatever it was. Go hard on that. Lean in. Get those three guys in the hearing now. There's a weird disconnect with these Congress people because, one person said that, we're going to have another hearing by the end of the month or early 2026 in January. I can't remember the Congress guy's name. It's kind of a lesser known person in the UAP task force. But he said that all the channels were reporting on it. Now, Eric Burlison is saying, we don't really plan on having another hearing. Well, which is it? There's lots of disconnects like that. That's not the only one. Eric Burlison in here, and I like Eric Burlison, okay? Don't get me wrong. I'm not trashing on him. But he says here he hasn't seen any additional footage or anything like that. And he seems to be pretty much a skeptic for the most part. He hasn't seen, anything to convince him that this stuff is absolutely true. He even admits that he's kind of, a couple of times he wanted to just say, this whole thing is just BS. But Luna, and I think even Burchett, have gone on the record saying that we have seen a lot of stuff in SCIFs. We want the American public to see these same videos. They said that, right? I mean, I think Luna even said that on Joe Rogan. But Eric Burlison's like, he doesn't say the same thing that these other guys are saying. So I'm very confused. I mean, maybe it could still all be true. Maybe some of them haven't been in all the skiffs or whatever. I don't know. But there's like weird disconnects I'm noticing a lot of, like really a lot. But anyway, I'm going to play this clip, and I do want to talk about, first of all, go to the Total Disclosure podcast, and you can find right here, I actually have the timestamp for my question. And I thought I posted a link for the UFO Joe's post on Twitter. It took me a little bit to find because I had to scroll way down to find it. But yeah, I swear I posted it underneath this, and it's not showing up for whatever reason, but that's YouTube for you. Anyway, I gotta get back to doing some stuff. Yeah, I'll play the clip, and I do want to talk about this more on another video. So here we go. Oh, and we got an ad.
Yeah, and you know that. Yeah, and you know that brings me to this question. So you have. This is from Christians, ironically, Christians for UAP Transparency. Eric has said that they don't want Lacatski to testify because it wouldn't be anything new. Grush didn't say anything new either. Wouldn't you want his testimony to be on the record and blow up the headlines? Now, caveat.
Oops, I accidentally hit pause on the record button. But yeah, I just wanted to say real quick that I can only say so much in the super chat. I would have said more, but I felt like that was the most necessary part of the information I wanted to get across. Kind of wish Ty didn't say what he said next, because it kind of, I don't know, it kind of goes away from what I was trying to get at. And I think, you know, also a very important point that in Lacatski's books, he had to have those cleared. I forgot what the process is called, but just like Lou Elizondo had to have his book cleared, it took like a year for the Pentagon to, you know, say that you can't have this in there, but you can have that or whatever. So that should also be pushed if, you know, should he appear in a hearing, say that this is cleared. Like what I'm about to say has been cleared for me to say. I can't go beyond that, but I can still say this. You know, push hard into that stuff. Why not, guys? Anyway.
That by saying that Lacatski has said on record that he will essentially lie under oath. Maybe I'm misquoting that. I hope I'm not, but I'm almost certain that he said that he would keep the he would have to lie under oath. He wouldn't be able to tell the full story. Or he would just, you know, do the whole, you know, we have to talk about that in a skiff thing. So, wouldn't he be someone you wanted to bring in?
I'm totally open to talking to him or anybody, really, if there's something that we can glean from that conversation. And if he's willing to come forward and we can provide some new information in a public setting, that's fantastic. I think the reason that we haven't really spent a lot of time and focus in his direction is that he has publicly said that he won't tell us anything that isn't already in his books.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
And so I don't know. I mean, that's kind of a frustration.
But again, and UFO Joe makes this awesome point. Please check out his post. I'll post the link down below. But even if he just says what's in his books, that is really, really massive. Or what he has said on Weaponize about breaching the hull. I don't know if he said that in his book or not, but you know, get him to also confirm that part of it as well.
We did kind of reach out to him through Jeremy Corbell to see if he was willing to come forward, and I'm not sure where the kind of fallout happened, but at the end of the day, it didn't matriculate to an actual, you know, interview and so look, I'm open to talking to him, and if he's got more information to share, maybe if he feels more comfortable doing it in a secure setting, because a lot of...
Now, I don't know if that's new or not, but I remember in the Weaponized interview that came out some weeks ago, he was saying how they never reached out to him. So I don't know what's going on with that, but I'm pretty sure he did say that now he's willing to testify.
A lot now. a lot of them are looking for that before they can, or at least you hear this a lot in the testimony they'll give in a public setting. They'll say, I cannot say that outside of a secure setting.
And people are people don't want to hear that in a hearing again.
Yeah, and we get that, but he is able to say the things that he already wrote down or said publicly, and that's all you need, because then you can start pushing even harder for your whistleblower protection and all that stuff. Or, you know, get Donald Trump to clear them, and that they can say whatever they want, you know, that they can have their NDAs voided.
No, I'm sick of it myself. Because then it's hard to actually get him in a secure setting, because I got to go through all the hoops of getting the different committees of purview to that. So if that person signed an NDAA with the Pentagon, then you got to get House Armed Services and maybe the Intel Committee to like sign off on letting that person provide a briefing to us on the topics.
Again, I mean, yeah, it would be great to have additional information, but have a public hearing about what he has already said. And like I said, throw in the other guys. I mean, I'm pretty sure they all work together in those programs. I mean, this is what our tax dollars are going towards, you know. We want to know what was the result. We don't want it buried. We deserve to know. And the public deserves to know. I mean, this would blow the lid off, I think. Most people don't even know about these programs, or who James Lacatski is, or Jay Stratton, or their claims. But this is how you do it, guys. This is how you strategize. You know, again, go to UFO Joe's thing. He provides more details. But yeah, this is getting me really excited.
So it becomes a big hassle sometimes to get people into a secure setting.
That was right. That was right. Christian Thompson said that it was Admiral Wilson that said he would lie under oath, and that was from the Wilson Davis memo, which you are familiar with, right?
Yeah.
When you guys have
yeah, so that wasn't even James Lacatski that said that. So just keep that in mind.
So actually, another thing, you guys have had Dr. Eric Davis in some sort of, not a congressional hearing, but some sort of congressional, I don't know what you would have called that, but it was
like a forum or something.
Yeah, and about that, was that like May 1st or something? Why not have Eric Davis testify to what he has said? Because he's like, oh yeah, we have like, what was it, like 3 or 4 different races of beings? I don't know why they didn't ask him like how he knows that. I don't think they did that. But why wouldn't you ask that question? Put him also in that same hearing. You know, he's working inside the government as well, right? Put all these guys in there. Go big, guys. Why are we not going big on this? Even if they just say what they have already said with things like that, why are we not going big?
Yeah. And he was talking about different types of alien civilizations. Why did no one ask him about the notes?
About the notes?
About the memo that he's most famous for.
Oh,
Admiral Wilson, like Davis. Like I was like, why didn't anyone take that chance?
Maybe we didn't have that conversation there, but we have had that conversation with him in a separate meeting in a secure location, because we have had a meeting with Eric Davis in a skiff.
Interesting. Well, he said that if he was able to get a presidential pardon, not a presidential pardon, but like a whatever it is when they commute you of your NDAs, like presidential whatever, like a blanket pardon to get him out of those NDAs, that he would tell you guys everything. Is that something? Obviously, the Republicans need to kind of win the midterm for such things to be possible. But could you see a situation where Trump actually does, like, if he wants to leave a legacy, it seems kind of a no-brainer that this is the topic to do it with.
I mean, to you it is. I don't know that to Trump this is a topic that is top of mind for him.
Yeah, and you can just keep on going. I don't think they get back to my question, but yeah, so my goal right now is to I'm going to make another video, like I said. I'm probably going to go over all the different notes. I'll go over UFO Joe's post. I'm going to try to find a couple of clips from the Weaponized podcast where he says, Lacatski, where he says that he would testify. I'm pretty sure he did that. He did say that. Maybe I'll just give a few other clips. Say a few other things. I think there's something else I wanted to say too of what my plans are. I know that Stephen Diener on the UAP podcast, the Unidentified Alien podcast, I highlight him a lot. He said that he is going to be having an interview with Tim Burchett probably real soon. Couldn't make it work out in December, but it sounds like that in January he will. I've been meaning to reach out to him to ask Tim about this and get his input and try to push this idea. Like, I'm just hoping that I'm doing something for the movement, that I'm trying to get these ideas out there into the minds of Congress. Like, hey, this is a really, really good idea. Again, it's not my idea, it's UFO Joe's idea. I'm just adding in a few other names or strategizing, you know. Like, come on, guys, we can do a lot better than this. You want to have a huge punch? Isn't that the goal? To get the public aware of these things even more and to put pressure onto other members of Congress and the Senate and all that. And that's what the hearing should also kind of, you know, do as well in their words. I mean, there's just so much. As I think about this, I get more and more excited. But then I remember, oh yeah, they don't really strategize very well, it seems. There's a lot more I could say about that. But yeah, I want to reach out to Stephen Diener. Hopefully he will see the message before he talks to Tim. I'll try to explain in brief as I can about what I'm hoping and this whole situation. And there's a few other things I had up my sleeves as well. I'll try to reach out to Glenn Grothman. He's my congressman. He was the one who led that 2023 hearing. I'm not sure if he's still on this task force, whatever it's called now. I know he wasn't at the last hearing, and I know he's like a much lesser known name in this whole thing. I did reach out to him already about this topic, that I would like him to support whistleblower protections. He said he got my message, or his staff called me and said that he got it and read it. And that's, I already mentioned that, but guys, you can do that too. Please reach out to your congressperson and tell them that this is a topic that you're interested in and you want whistleblower protections and disclosure and all the rest. So, all right, I think that's it. This has gone longer than I thought it would, but yeah, I'll post the link for UFO Joe's post down below. And guys, just get passionate. Listen, I'm a peon. I have no, clout or significance. I probably get like 1 or 2 views on my videos. This might not even have a view, I don't know, but do what you can. Stay passionate. I'm a nobody. Hey, I was able to reach out to Eric Burlison, the Congressman Eric Burlison. I was able to actually reach out to him. Sure, I wasn't in a one-to-one sit-down conversation with him, but I was really happy about that. I had to scramble at the last, I was like, not the last minute necessarily, because I didn't know how much time he was going to be on the live thing, but it took me a while to figure out how to send a super chat. I couldn't figure out my password and all that stuff, and I was like, no, come on, please let me be able to do this. And I was able to get it. Wish I could have asked it in a longer format though. But anyway, yeah, so do what you can, guys, because you can do a whole heck of a lot more. I mean, go to my Parade the Gospel YouTube channel. When it comes to getting the gospel out, I am a nobody, but the impact I was still able to have is, it's able to get the gospel out to a lot of people. I'll just say that. And I'm a nobody. I have so many limitations, like a lot. Social anxiety, awkwardness, and all that weird stuff. But you can do it. If you put your mind to it, you can do a lot. So let's do a lot when it comes to UAP disclosure.